Hola estudiantes, here is las respuestas for your practice quiz on AR verbs and forming questions in Spanish. Part 1 is listening comprehension, and as you will see, the first question matched with yo, second one, ellos, tres, tú, cuatro, nosotros, y cinco, ella. Parte 2, completar. This part was very easy. This is you filling in the blanks from what you heard as I read the paragraph aloud to you guys. And as you noted, some of them are conjugated, and one is actually in its infinitive form. Teresa y yo estudiamos en la Universidad Autónoma de Madrid. Teresa estudia lenguas extranjeras. Ella desea trabajar en las Naciones Unidas. Yo tomo clases de periodismo. También me gusta cantar y bailar. Los sábados canto con una tuna. Una tuna es una orquesta estudiantil. Los jóvenes de la tuna caminan por las calles y cantan canciones tradicionales de España. Parte 3, contestar, which means to respond or answer. So below are 3 yes or no questions. Just note, these were all C in your case. However, tomorrow there might be some that you actually answer no, and everyone's answer will vary. So please write the answers to the questions. Número 1. Tú estudias matemáticas en Harpeth Hall. Sí, estudio matemáticas en Harpeth Hall. Everybody studies math, right? Número 2. La profesora de matemáticas enseña los problemas. Sí, la profesora enseña los problemas. Remember, just a side note, sustantivos or nouns that end in MA are actually masculine. I know we're very used to nouns ending in A being feminine. However, just a quick reminder, this was something that we studied at the beginning of the year, that nouns that end in MA are masculine. Número 3. ¿Tú tomas la clase de español? Sí, tomo la clase de español. Completar. Choose the appropriate verb and conjugate it correctly. Lidia, Patricia y yo somos estudiantes. Nosotras estudiamos en la escuela Harpeth Hall. Lidia y Patricia arrive a la escuela a las 7:30 de la mañana. Patricia toma, because it's just one person, la clase de inglés, y yo canto en la clase de música. Okay, parte 5, completar. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate words from the box. 4 words will not be used. I know that this is correct on the quiz, but here I forgot to double check if all the words were used. But anyhow, I think this is correct. Alberto, ¿de dónde eres? Soy de Lima. ¿Qué es un profesor? Es una persona que enseña or teaches en una escuela o universidad. Estudiantes viajan a la República Dominicana, ¿verdad? No viajamos a Puerto Rico. ¿Por qué hay 3 laboratorios? Hay 3 porque muchos estudiantes estudian química. Okay, parte 6, escribir. Using verbs from the verb bank below, write 3 original question sentences about a typical day at school. Do not repeat verbs. So you could try to use a representation of all 3 forms of questions that we did. The 3 forms were using a question word, using inflection at the end of a sentence to indicate that it is a question, or number 3, adding a tag at the end. There's also the inversion of words where the subject is at the end. So here we have a few different forms represented, and these are just examples, but of course your answers are going to vary. Okay, el final. Número 7, el libro. Complete the conversation with appropriate questions. So Julio says, Hola, Fabiana, ¿qué buscas? Fabiana says, Hola, Julio, busco un libro. Julio, ¿cómo se llama? And then, ¿cómo se llama? El libro. El libro can be implied or it could be said explicitly. This was a little bit different, but now you know because it takes a little bit of practice to see these sentences and guess by using the context of the response what the question actually is. Okay, so el libro se llama Cien Años de Soledad. So this is actually a very famous book, 100 Years of Solitude, and the author is Colombian, Marquez. So you'll hear this book in your future again. But that's what Fabiana says. Julio says, ¿Por qué buscas el libro, Fabiana? Busco el libro porque necesito estudiar para el examen de literatura. So Julio, you could say a few different variations for la respuesta. El examen es mañana. Es mañana el examen? Just like tagging the subject on at the end. Is the inversion method, right? Performing questions. Fabiana, sí, el examen es mañana. Julio, ¿a qué hora es el examen? Fabiana, es a las 4. Julio, ¿enseña la clase el profe Méndez? So this is another example of where the subject is just tagged on to the end instead of appearing at the beginning of a sentence like we're used to in English. Okay, Fabiana, no, oh, sorry, and I forgot to mention this is another way that you could have represented the question here. El profesor Méndez enseña la clase, ¿verdad or no? Where you do a tag at the end of no or verdad. Or yes in some instances. All right, the end. Fabiana, no, el profesor Méndez no enseña la clase. La profesora es la señora Hoyos. Por favor, ayúdame a buscar el libro. Okay, buena suerte. Nos vemos mañana para la prueba.